Hello ladies, my name is Tessa and believe it or not, I'm from Ripley, West Virginia. Today I'm going to be cooking for you some toasted mushroom ravioli with a fabulous Philadelphia cream cheese and roasted garlic sauce. So, for all you slow readers out there, the ingredients are getting ready to roll right now. Use the pause button. Preheat your oven to 450 degrees so we can roast the garlic. So how we're going to do that is you take a whole ball of garlic and we're going to cut it in half. Instead of cutting it like left to right, we're going to cut it up and down through the middle. So this is what the garlic is supposed to look like. We've cut it in half, we've put olive oil, salt and pepper on it. Now we're going to wrap it up and stick it in the preheated oven. That's at 450 degrees and we're going to keep it in there for about 30 minutes. After I put the garlic in the oven, now I am chopping up the 8 ounces of portobello mushrooms. I like to use portobello mushrooms because they taste pretty meaty and they are inexpensive. Now we're going to go with chopping the onion, and I want a pretty small dice because we are going to put this inside the raviolis. So if you see the lines on the onion, if you just follow those all the way through and chop, which I'm getting ready to show you, you'll be able to get a fine dice. A lot of people say that there's ways to make you not cry with an onion. Breathe through your nose, don't breathe through your nose. Stick the onion in the freezer. I have no idea. I'm still crying, it doesn't matter, it's the onion. And I have a sweet onion, so go figure. I am shredding some thyme so we can chop it up and put it in our mixture of the stuffing that is going into the raviolis. Now after we've chopped all the ingredients for the ravioli, we're now going to go to the stove and cook everything and let it cool a little bit before we stuff the ravioli. So I've got a skillet on medium-high heat. I'm going to put in a couple tablespoons of olive oil, a couple tablespoons of butter, add the mushrooms, the onions, and the thyme, saute them for probably about 4 to 5 minutes, let them get a little bit of color, and then we're going to set it aside, let it cool, and then start stuffing our ravioli. Now I'm putting the butter in with the olive oil so it won't burn. This is 8 ounces of the mushrooms chopped up. I'm only going to put 6 ounces inside the filling, and I'm going to reserve 2 ounces to mix in with the cream sauce. We're going to saute the mushrooms for probably around 5 to 6 minutes, again on medium-high heat, and we're going to wait till they're golden brown and delicious. While the mushrooms and onions are cooking, I just poured out 2 ounces of white wine. As you can tell, I'm keeping it classy with a big bottle of wine, and this also helps if you've had a hard day at work or if your girlfriends are over. Okay, so now that you've got your GBD, golden brown and delicious onion and mushrooms, what we're going to do is we're going to deglaze with the white wine and we're going to let it reduce. So the wine is reduced by half. I'm getting ready to add in the thyme, 2 ounces of Philadelphia cream cheese. Then I'm going to season with salt and pepper. And the reason I haven't seasoned with salt and pepper yet is because all those flavors are condensing. You don't want stuff to get too salty or too peppery. I've reduced the pan to low heat. I've added the 2 ounces of Philadelphia cream cheese, reserving the other 6 ounces for the cream sauce. And now, since the mixture is all together, we're just going to set it aside and get our raviolis ready. So right now, I'm grating some fresh Parmesan cheese that we're going to add to our cream sauce. So I've got the garlic out of the oven. It's been in there for about 30 minutes. And what we're going to do is we're just going to open it up and let it cool down a little bit so we can eventually add it to our sauce. So I'm going to take the roasted garlic and squeeze it out. This would be great if you had kids get their hands dirty, or girlfriends that have never cooked, or boyfriends that have never cooked. It's always fun to get your hands dirty. And after we squeeze all this out, we're going to chop it up and then whisk it in to the cream sauce. So So now we're ready to stuff our raviolis, and I'm cheating because maybe I have drank a little too much wine, and we're actually using wonton wrappers. Again, we're keeping it classy. So right now we're putting in, I don't know, probably around a teaspoon of the filling that we let cool for about 10 minutes inside the wonton wrappers. And what I've done is just set them all out to do a little assembly line so it's a lot quicker, and that way you don't have to keep washing your hands too. So now we have the first layer of our wontons slash raviolis topped with about a teaspoon of the mixture. I'm going to take some egg wash, which is just 1 egg, a little bit of water to go around the rim, and then we're going to top it off with another ravioli wonton to seal it all in. So right now I am putting the egg wash all the way up to the mixture. That way when we actually put the other wonton on top of it, it will seal. And when we put the raviolis in the boiling water, they will not break and filling will not go everywhere. Okay, now what I'm going to do is just take another wonton and seal it over. And we have ourselves ravioli. Okay, I've got 1 tablespoon of butter. I'm going to put it in the pan on medium heat. And this is actually the same pan we did the mixture in that we're going to do the sauce. You might as well not dirty 2 pans. When the butter melts, we're going to add the remaining mushrooms that we reserved and let them saute a bit. On the burner beside me, I have some boiling water that I'm going to drop the raviolis in. So I've got the mushrooms, GBD, golden brown delicious, and now I'm going to add, I've got 2 cups of half and half in here, but I'm going to start off with 1 cup and see what the consistency is after I do put in the cream cheese and the Parmesan cheese. If it's too thick, then I'll add more cream. Now the cream's in there, it's heated up, and I'm going to start adding the chunks of cream cheese. I'm going to start with half and see where it takes me. So it's taken probably around 2 minutes, and as you can see it's pretty thick. So I'm going to go ahead and add the extra cup of the cream and the rest of the 3 ounces of the Philadelphia cream cheese. So now that we've incorporated all the cream and the Philadelphia cream cheese, I'm going to add a half a cup of Parmesan cheese, turn the heat down to low, and let it just simmer. So I've taken the whole head of garlic, mushed it up, and now I'm incorporating it into the sauce. And again, the sauce is just mushrooms, heavy cream, Philadelphia cream cheese, salt and pepper, and roasted garlic. So after we take the raviolis out, I'm going to drain the water from this pan, put a little bit of butter, a little bit of olive oil, and toast the raviolis so you get a little bit of crunch when you add it to the sauce. So I've drained the water from the pan. I've put, again, a couple tablespoons of oil, a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of butter, and I'm going to brown the raviolis. And that's what you want to hear. Probably a minute on each side. And then as they get done, I'm actually just going to add them into the sauce. So as you can see, they're getting GBD, golden brown and delicious. Just a minute aside, and that's all it takes. So the raviolis have all been toasted. We put them in the sauce, and now we're going to start plating, and then we'll taste. You really taste the creaminess that the Philadelphia cream cheese adds to the sauce. And the crispiness from actually toasting those raviolis is great. And keep in mind, I did make this vegetarian style. This would be great with grilled chicken and even grilled steak. Again, thanks Paula for having this contest. It's been great, it's been fun, and I'm gonna keep eating.